Welcome back to Living with a Classic. We're here with my 1966 Jaguar S-Type project car. If you're new to my channel, there'll be a link coming up right now where you can check out some of the previous videos on this car. But basically, it's a 1966 Jaguar S-Type 3.8 liter straight six. It's been sitting since the mid-70s about. I've had it for about a year. Haven't done much to it yet since I've been moving and going through different workshops. But now it's time to basically tear into it. It's going to be a whole complete nut and bolt restoration. Everything is going to be here on the channel. Don't really know how long it will take. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5. Let's hope not. Let's hope 2 years. So basically everything will be on here. It's been a long time since I've had an update on it. There was supposed to be an update in May, but something pretty catastrophic happened. And I had to rethink what I'm going to do with a part of restoration, basically the engine. My plan was to do an update where I pour some oil down the cylinders, let that sit for a while, turn the engine over by hand, fit a starter on it that I picked up, and put the carbs back on it and see if it starts up before we tear it out. But like I said, sometimes things don't go to plan, and I think it's important to show that even here on YouTube that things don't always work out perfectly the first time around. Things break, things happen, and sometimes they can be pretty catastrophic. So without further ado, let's roll the tape on the small engine catastrophe I had. Before turning this engine over by hand, I want to remove the spark plugs. So I cleaned up around the spark plug holes, just basically vacuumed up any debris around there. And then I sprayed some WD-40, let it sit in the spark plug wells for a couple of days. Now the spark plug wells are completely filled with WD-40. Hopefully that's going to soak down into the plugs and go down the threads and hopefully loosen them up a bit. I'm going to go back in a few hours and see if the fluid level has gone down and maybe spray them a bit more. Otherwise, in a couple of days, I'm going to see if they will loosen up. And I really hope they will, because like I said, they're stuck in there really bad. And here we are about 3 days later. As you can see, the WD-40 is still in the spark plug wells. Hasn't poured down all the way. Hopefully it still has helped a bit. So I grabbed a breaker bar, a little extension, and let's see if we can get these out. Hopefully they will come out, because this is an aluminum head. So I'm really hoping that nothing bad will happen, but they have to come out. So if the threads are damaged, then we'll go from there. But the first step in seeing if this engine will free up at all is to get the spark plugs out. Okay, so hopefully they're all going to crack loose. And once they've done that, I have a 1/2 inch ratchet just to get them out more easily. So let's start with this one. Okay, that one's not too bad. Let's hope they're all like that. Okay, they're not all like that. This one's really stuck. Okay. That one's still pretty badly stuck. But hopefully when I take these out a bit, the WD-40 will creep down further into the threads and hopefully loosen it up. Okay, that one's getting there. Okay, so that one actually broke. And it wasn't the threads itself that came out, the spark plug broke in half. So that will be interesting. But at least there's still threads in there. Okay, that wasn't what I was hoping for, but it's not as bad as it could have been. So now, here we are with basically an engine that has 2 snapped spark plugs in it. This is, of course, what they're supposed to look like when they come out. And this one was really difficult to get out as well. I mean, they've been stuck in there since probably the late 60s, early 70s. And I don't know how they torqued these, but I've never, ever had spark plugs that were this tight. This was ridiculous. And even afterwards, I put some heat on them with a blowtorch. Nothing helps. They're just extremely stuck in there. Almost as if they've had Loctite or something on them. It's ridiculous. So the first one snapped off like this. So the threads are still in the block and part of the electrode, but yeah, the ceramic part here came out. And the second one, just let me see if I can get that to focus. The second one, it just broke off clean right there. Let's see if we can see it here. So I've left some of the other ones in there, but yeah, there's one that broke off just cleanly, and that one there as well. So what's the next step? Well, the car is not going to be restored where it sits right now. I'm building a new workshop up at the other end of the farm. I'll be showing that in a future video, and that's where this car is going to get restored. However, it has to get towed there, and this engine now it needs to come out. So basically my plan is to pretty soon lift the engine out before I take this car to the new workshop, because basically it will be a lot easier to roll without that engine in there. And once I have it on the ground, I will try different methods to try and get that spark plug out. Please let me know if you have any ideas of how to get it out. Of course, I will probably have to take that head off, but I just really want to see if I can get it off without taking the head off. So I'm going to try that first. And I think with the engine on the ground, that will be a lot easier, because if you have a look, I mean, the hood only goes that far, and even if I take it off, there's that bulkhead there. So it's a pretty tight engine bay, even though it's only a 6-cylinder in there. There's a lot of space here on the sides, but just up here into the back. So I think with the engine on the ground, I'll put it on a makeshift engine cradle. I'll have a lot more room to get tools in there to get things out. Anyways, that is the update on the S-Type. Not much has happened, unfortunately, except that I, broke 2 spark plugs, which I am pretty embarrassed about, to be honest. But on this channel, I just want to be honest. When things go bad, I'll show it as well. And so far, this is the first thing that's gone badly, so that's not too bad. So yeah, the engine will be coming out of the S-Type. That will probably happen in July or August sometime. And of course, I'll show it all in here when we take it out and put it on the cradle. Hopefully that goes pretty well. I've actually never taken an engine all the way out of a car, so that will be really fun. I've just supported it when changing parts, but I've never lifted one out. So that will be really fun. There'll be, of course, some more updates on the XJS. Still have a couple of big projects left to do on that before it's ready. And there'll be some things on the XJ12 as well. New exhaust going in on one side to fix that leak, and also going through some of the fuel injection system and showing that Digitronic system and fixing some small little quirks in that. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy these videos, I highly recommend that you subscribe. I put out new videos every week, and if you go to my channel link below, you can see more videos on this S-Type, on that white XJ12 that's hiding there in the background. Also on a 91 XJS V12 convertible. But until next time, I'm Adam, and this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.